everyone, my name is Caroline Kim from the Wella Color Charm Design Team. And today I'd like to share with you a technique called the Cascading Veil. This is our lovely model Chandra. And as you can see, she's got some beautiful natural texture in her hair and a beautiful natural color as well. Today we'd like to do a technique that's going to enhance her beautiful look and allow you to do something quick and easy in the salon, but still give you natural, rich looking results. So this is the technique for the Cascading Veil. As you can see with Chandra, the key to this technique is making sure that you leave the hairline out. You want to make sure that when the color does cascade, we get a nice soft flow of color versus seeing the harsh lines. So if you take a look at Chandra, what we've done here is we actually created a slight triangular section on this side of her head, which is where she creates her part. And then we've created more of a half crescent shape on this side, so she gets more of that pop of color. Within that section, we've divided that into 3 separate sections. One section at the top, one section in the middle, and a very small section in the front, which is going to be more of an accent piece. I'm now going to share with you the different shades that we're going to use in her formulation. The first one is going to be on the very top section, is where you want to put your lightest shade. So we're going to use the new Intense Naturals 9NN with 20 volume on the very top section. And then in the section following that, which is right in the center, we're going to put our mid-tone, which is going to be the 8NN from the Intense Naturals, also with 20 volume. And then in the very front, we're going to use our Wella Color Charm Powder Lightener with our activating lotion. This is going to give us a nice, gentle lift without compromising the integrity of her hair. And now I'm going to go ahead and mix my color formulation. Remember, Wella Color Charm is mixed in an economical ratio of 1:2. My first formula is going to be my 8NN. I'm going to do 1 ounce of color and then 2 parts of developer. All right, my next formula is going to be the 9NN. And again, we're just going to do 1 ounce of color here and 2 ounces of developer. And now I'm going to add the Color Charm Activating Lotion with my lightener to again give me that nice gentle lift. And this is also going to be mixed in a 1:2 ratio. So I have 1 ounce of the powder, and now I'm going to add my developer until it gets to 3 ounces. And so I there have my 3 formulas, my lightener, my 9NN, and my 8NN, both with 20 volume. Now with this technique, we're going to go ahead and start at the back of Chandra's head. And I like working this way because that way we can work with the color moving away from her face, keeping our sections clean and keeping the color off of our client's face. So I'm going to start in the very back section with my formula, which is going to be my 9NN with 20 volume. I'm going to take a nice little slice and just start my sectioning, and this way I have something to work on. I'm going to take 1 piece of foil, and this will give me a little bit of a background. And this way I can go ahead and paint my color on without disturbing the rest of her color. Now because her ends are so light, I'm actually going to leave this portion out, and that's something we're going to address at the very end using a glaze. But for now, we just want to go ahead and lift her roots, and so we're only going to address the areas that need color. So now that we've finished the first section of 9NN, we're going to move on to the midsection, which is going to be our 8NN with 20 volume. Again, I like to have my little piece of foil to help separate the colors, keeping everything nice and clean. As you can see, I've worked towards the back of her head, so that my entire section is completely saturated, and all the color just stays and rests along the foil. I'm going to put my next piece of foil right on top of that section as well to protect it. And I'm going to go ahead and let down that center section. One of the things I like to do when I'm working with multiple formulas is again to write a little bit of the formula with the dry erase marker on my bowl. And that way I don't get confused when I'm working with my different products. I also really like working with the liquid color because as you can see, it really saturates the hair and it glides on very smoothly, very evenly. And that way at the end, when I'm done, I'm not going to end up with a lot of holidays. One of the key things to having a very successful color application is making sure you have very clean sections and control. because you want to be able to see where you're putting the color and make sure that you don't miss any spots, and that way your client's going to be really happy with the results that she's going to get. And now we're going to move on to our final section, which is going to be right in the front. We're actually going to be highlighting with back-to-back slices in this one little section with our Color Charm Powder Lightener and our activating lotion. We're just going to do a couple of foils. Again, this is because we want to make sure that that section is kept clean so that when we're done, she's going to have a nice flow of color. We don't want any harsh lines going through her beautiful hair. One of the reasons I really like working with the Color Charm Lightener and the activating lotion is that it gives me a nice control and it allows me to lift without making her hair overly too light. She's already a natural level 7, so we just want to control the lifting element here. I want to be able to give her a nice gentle lift without compromising the integrity of her hair. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a couple more foils in the entire section. After this, we're going to go ahead and get her shampooed. And then I'm going to put our Color Charm toner right here in the front to give her a little added play. And then we're going to glaze the rest of her hair with our Color Charm Color Demi-Permanent Hair Color 9NG and our activating lotion. Now, as you can see, the consistency of my lightener is really smooth and it's not too clumpy, and it's all because I measured it in the very beginning. Again, a 1:2 ratio using the Color Charm Powder Lightener along with my activating lotion gives me a really nice product to work with. It goes on smoothly. As you can see, it's just sliding right through her hair, not slipping out of the foil, and it just gives me enough control, and I know that I'm going to get the right amount of lift every time I use that product. So now we've finished processing Chandra for 30 minutes and we've shampooed out all of her permanent hair color. Now what we're going to do is apply our Color Charm Demi-Permanent Gloss on her. In this case, it's going to be a formula of our 9NG, which is a neutral gold. It's just going to give her a light glossing effect and also kind of fill in all that faded blonde that she had from the beginning. So now I'm going to begin by applying the gloss on the back section of her head. We're going to apply this formula on her entire head, except for the front section right here, which we pre-lightened in the very beginning of our segment. This is the lightener, we've sectioned that out already, and the gloss is going to go all over her entire head. Again, I'm going to start by working in the very back section, and this way I can pull all of the color towards the back and keep it off of her face and work in really, really clean sections. Remember, the Demi is applied on hair that's already shampooed and towel dried, and the dampness allows the hair to have that even porosity so that I can effectively saturate the hair with the gloss and reinstate the color that was missing from the ends. The key to a really good gloss is making sure that you thoroughly saturate the entire head. Sometimes it's easy to miss because the hair is damp, but if you don't miss any spots, that's when you'll get the great reflective shine and the beautiful color that the gloss has to offer.